Hello, Internet! I'm Elliot the Purple Hair Doofus, and welcome to Buddy Reads, where I read a small selection of a book and review it for you. Today we are covering the second quarter of The Wind Through the Keyhole by Stephen King. I wish I could describe that better, but I can't. And I hope you've read at least half of this book so that I don't ruin anything for you. The section begins with Roland and Jamie, and they are looking through the crime scene that I was telling you about the family that was attacked by the animal, by the bear, who was actually a man who can shapeshift into different creatures. And Roland comes across a boy who was hiding in, I think it was a shed away from the family. The boy is the only survivor of said family. And the boy is very sad that his family is dead now. Specifically his father. He really, really misses his father. Roland decides that he's going to look after this boy. Roland decides that he's going to take this boy under his wing, even though Roland isn't much older than this boy at this point in his life. Roland kind of feels the same feelings that this boy has because he just lost his mother, so he knows exactly what this boy is going through. It's just that it was by his own hand that he lost his mother. So, Roland takes the boy and he puts him in jail. Not to arrest him, not because the boy was bad, but because he believes the creature, the Skin Man, will come after this boy. And if he's in jail, the boy is safe. So Roland has him in jail. Roland says, I'm going to look after you. I'm going to stay with you. If this Skin Man comes even close to you, we'll have him and arrest him. But you have my word that you will be safe and you will see him hang at the court's ruling. And when he says that, I'm just like, you're gonna break that promise. Dear God, you're gonna break that promise. Because that's what happens in every story. You know, the older man promises the younger boy something, and eventually that promise doesn't come true because the promise that he makes is out of his own control. He says, stay here, I have some things I have to do, and he goes off and he starts questioning people. Because while he had the boy in the cell, he hypnotized him. And the boy gave him clues as to who this man might be. And he gave him clues like a tattoo and a blue ring and a white spot. And so Roland goes out and he starts asking about all of these clues to men around the town. And they're like, oh, those are the sort of things that prisoners would have. And I'm like, interesting. So this Skin Man used to be a prisoner, and maybe now he's going after the people that put him in jail in the first place, and that would be awesome. And so Roland comes back and he has like a bag full of candy for the boy, and the boy is still really distressed because he misses his father, and Roland says, well, we could play a card game. And the boy's like, I don't really want to play a card game. He says, well, we could do other things. And the boy says, I really don't want to do other things. He says, I know this story that I could tell you that my mom used to tell me that could comfort you, but it's long. Fuck. Welcome to Buddy Reads the Podcast, because my battery died. Anyways, he says, I have this story I could tell you, but it's long. And the boy says, we have nothing but time. And Roland says, I guess you have a point there. And maybe it's appropriate that the camera dies here because this is the point that my interest dies in this book. Because now we start this long tale, which is the title of the book, The Wind in the Keyhole. And I'll be honest, I was reading this while I was walking back and forth from the grocery store, and, well, I started reading the story, and it started to read like Eyes of the Dragon, which was an okay book. It wasn't Stephen King's greatest, but it was okay. It was his kind of step into fantasy to try and connect with this kid. But I was like, okay, if he spends 50 pages telling this long tale, I'm okay with it. And I get back to my place and I decide, well, maybe there might be some other break and it'll give me the perfect opportunity to tell people where I have stopped reading. So I start flipping pages, trying to find the end of this story. And the story lasts all the way until like 50 pages from the end of the book. Why? You were telling such a good story. So I'm reading the story, The Wind in the Keyhole, and it pisses me off. You have this boy named Tim and his mother, and they're a very loving family, but they're being threatened to have their farm taken away from them because, well, they can't pay their taxes. In a fit of desperation, the mother marries this guy named Kellis. Kellis agrees to marry her. And so the mother is relieved because now she can save her land. And Tim is looking after this guy, and he is just a drunken, abusive asshole. And Tim is torn out of school so that he could work for the drunken, abusive asshole. And the tax man comes, and Kellis actually works for the tax man. And when I say abusive, I don't mean just verbally abusive. I mean he leaves bruises on Tim's mother. It really, really disturbs him. Tim actually wakes up in the middle of the night to his mother crying after being beaten by Kellis. The tax man visits, and Tim sees the tax man for the very first time, and he realizes why his own father used to keep him away whenever the tax man visits. Because, well, the tax man is a scary, scary man. So Tim is just so distraught about this. He sees the tax man, he sees Kellis working for him, and Kellis actually, grabs his own wife, Tim's mother, in order to get her to pay her taxes, and has no remorse of this. And the whole reason that Kellis even married Tim's mother was because Kellis used to work for Tim's father. And it's even alluded to that Kellis had gay feelings for Tim's father. And it's just like, oh dear God, why? While the tax man was there, he gives Tim a key. And he says, this is a magic key. It will open any lock that you can find, but it will only open a lock once. Once that has been done, that key is dead and it will never ever work again. And of course, Tim says, well, there's only 2 locks in this city. I can't really think of anywhere that I would use it. Taxman says, oh, you know another lock. And Tim does know another lock. And I'm thinking that he's going to hold this key throughout the rest of the story, and that would be an interesting thing to use a key at the end of the story and just try and guess on which lock he's going to use it on. But no, he uses it practically immediately on Kellis's trunk and finds some of his father's things in Kellis's trunk. And I am just so bored right now. You had this incredible story about a skin man who was killing people and Roland and Jamie trying to capture the skin man. That is a fantastic premise. But now I'm reading this garbage contemporary story set in fantasy midworld. No. Why? The section ends with Tim going through the woods looking for the taxman, finding the taxman, eating his stew, and the taxman actually performs a spell in the spot that the pot that he was cooking his stew in, and Tim looks inside the pot and sees his mother being beaten by Kellis because Kellis thinks that his mother stole his father's things out of Kellis's trunk. This is garbage! Oh, why? I thought, for just a glimmer of a second, for just a glimmer of hope, I thought that, I was finally going to get a decent, fun, interesting midworld story. Why? Oh, why? This is just a whole bunch of no. If in the next section, someone doesn't turn into a beast and start killing people, I am going to be so mad. Oh, jeez. I guess that's all I can really say right now, even though I am so frickin' angry. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you like this video / audio specifically, go ahead and click the